welcome to another in the series 28 Faces of Love 101. Boy, this series has just got me going down memory lane over and over again. And today we're going to be talking with Tania Case. Now, what is a case? That was something that we
Yes,
always busy with, don't it? Tania, how are you doing?
you
Welcome.
know, I am so happy to be here. This is a pleasure.
Yes. Oh gosh,
Quite
yes. It's
a
been
pleasure to stroll down memory lane.
mhm. It's
Yeah,
been more than a
our
minute,
colorful years.
a
Yes,
whole heap, don't.
indeed.
So let's
Quite a
start
few.
with
Hmm.
your first memory, your first engagement with Love 101. How did you hear about love?
I think I was studying abroad, and my sister was like, "You should come home and do internship at Love." And I was just
Wow.
like, okay, okay. No, man, you should do it. You should make sure that you send this and send that. And I'm like, okay. And then I
Just like
eventually
that.
did and yeah,
What?
I got an internship while doing journalism at Georgia State University. And
Wow.
voila, walked into Love, nervous as ever.
So who interviewed you? Was it Mr. Ridgard?
Mr. Rickgard, he was
Yeah.
my contact. He was the person I spoke to, and he asked me, what are you about? What is it that you're studying? What is it that you want to do? I say, oh dear sir, I just want to work in the newsroom, you know. And that started everything a rolling. So, and that was when I met Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed,
Yes. May his
Nadine.
soul rest in peace. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Reed. I don't know if Desmond was there as yet. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the whole crew of Love FM.
Yes.
Yes. My soon to be family at that point. Yeah.
Yes. So I
So,
remember you were in the newsroom. Did
right.
you? I know you prepared news and you read news
Wrote
as well,
news.
right? Yes.
We did everything. I
Yes.
remember I was hyperactive. I think they
Yes.
wanted me to calm down. I was hyperactive. I was like, we've got to go catch the news. Okay, this is happening on the road. Did you know
Yeah.
on the way to work today, I saw this? And so I just stopped, pulled out. At that time, I
Yeah.
had this little Olympia. What is it called? That
Recorder.
brand mini recorder.
Recorder.
And I
Yes.
remember coming into to work and I saw something happening at QD and Ace. And I was just I stopped and I got the story. And I got in and they're like, okay, so what's wrong with you? Would you just calm down?
But
you know?
hey, that's how it goes with news reporters. You have to have a nose for
Precisely.
news.
Yes,
But I
yes,
remember you were always very positive. You were very active as well. You
yes.
dance. Do you still dance?
Not so much. Not so much at all. Unless we can inveigle you to dance, which we did. We did.
Listen, Tanya,
I've
I
got
have to
stories.
show.
I've got
No,
stories. I
listen.
can,
Share a
listen,
story.
listen. You can dance, girl. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. You can dance. I remember. Anyways, I'll save that
We
for later.
we shared in a feature we did the other day, the early days, and we found
Yeah,
some pictures when we
really.
when we dressed up at TG. Oh, she gone. I would show you some of the pictures when we dressed up. Hold on,
Wow.
wait, let me go fix my clothes. We shared some pictures when we dressed up. And
Hmm.
we looked like Mary, who was Mary. I think Tiffany was Mary,
Right.
and
Hmm.
I don't remember all the other persons, but you and I, and we did a dance. We did a
Nadine, it was Christmas at Hillside. That was the name of the play that we had done. And remember that year we did Pixies, right? So everybody and your dad had my name. Oh,
oh
I love
yes,
him. Oh my gosh. Your dad had my name and you would sneak in candy bars and treats from him. And then we had Wyatt Casey Davis who was playing one son. We had Arnold Kelly who was playing, I don't remember his role, but some old Matt Crane and all of that. We had a big musical. And you were Mama, weren't you Mama? Yes, you
Yeah.
were. You were Mama. And Mama did dance. But it was like
Oh
old
man,
time Christmas. I loved.
it
That's one
was
of my fondest
fun.
memories.
It's
Oh
true.
my
I,
goodness.
I didn't even remember that. I'm going to try
Yeah.
and see if I can get some of the pictures to show at the end of this interview. But I did not remember it. And so when we're going through the pictures, I was like, oh my goodness, this is here. This really happened. And we're all dressed up, and Arnold and Undine
Yes.
and everybody dressed up in with
Oh
costume.
yes.
We had Love 101 pantomime.
Yes, we did. Proper. And we had good actors. We were, no,
Yeah.
we were really good. Okay?
Yes.
Because
Well,
I
poor
remember
guy.
Tiffany. Huh?
I was trying to act.
No, you see, there hidden talents that came to the fore because you did. Who's that? Janine?
Shelly.
I can't see. I
Shelly
can't
and
see it well.
Khalil. Um, who that?
Who that? Oh my gosh!
That's you.
Wow! Yes. What is this?
That's Colleen.
Whatever were we doing? Yes. Oh
And for those
my
on
goodness!
radio, you have to jump over. You have to jump
This is
over
the best.
Facebook and
Oh,
YouTube to see these pictures. One more, and we're gonna have a special because to show some of these old pictures. This
yes.
was this must have been the wise men and the shepherds.
Yes, yes, sir. My goodness, we had fun. We had fun.
we
Oh,
we we had
we
family.
we did. We
And this
absolutely
was
did. Oh my goodness. Oh no, I have to see those
Tanya.
pictures. No, I have to
Well,
get to
keep
those
watching.
pictures.
Keep watching. We're gonna
Mhm.
have a special. It was in the early days, but we're gonna have a special with just the pictures, picture memory, and
Yes,
thing. But as I said, those on
yes.
the radio who are listening, make sure you
Mhm.
jump over on Facebook and YouTube. We have all these acting thing you want to see Auntie Colleen acting and dress up in
Oh
her head
yes.
wrap. And
Oh yes.
oh my goodness, and towel. Oh Jesus.
Oh my, that those were some very fun days. I just remember coming into the office and it was, I don't know, it's like coming home because there's always something happening.
Yeah.
Marva and
Yes.
Licia and Debbie and
Yes.
Analea. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. We had such
Wow.
a Mrs. Herlock, Miss Herlock, Mrs. Herlock, and the
Yes,
cooking.
Mrs. Harlan. Yes.
And then how she would prepare our tea and bring
Yes.
it at the time that you
The
really
day.
want it. That was so precious.
May her
So
soul rest
precious.
in peace. Beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We had some very
Well,
good time. Nadine, I remember you though preparing those anniversary pieces. Do you
which one?
remember all the singing you had us doing?
Oh, the choir. Oh, yes. And we still do it.
Yes, the love choir. Come on. February hit
Yes.
and we were
Me, me,
me.
me, me.
Oh, we were getting ourselves together because the
Yes.
service is coming and you had to know your
Yes.
parts and you were giving everybody their part. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I
Yes.
really want to honor you though because
Oh,
you
God
are
is good.
such a very amazing part of love.
God is
I just
good. God
remember
is
you
good.
always being that kind of like a gravitational pull. You had that power to pull people together.
God
You
is
have
good.
that. You have that. And somehow we
Well,
just listen, whether we want to or not. We
I
do
still
it.
can't get Colleen to sing in the choir. One time, I can tell you, I got Colleen to
Oh,
come in. She came in the rehearsal and she rehearsed
mm,
and sing. I don't remember which year it was. And then when the
uh,
day comes, she never come and sing. I don't know what happened.
oh my. I'm not
And she
surprised
can
because
sing.
really,
She
she
can
never
sing.
let
She used
on
to sing in
though.
the choir. She used to sing in her choir, but I think she just a little
Wow.
shy.
Shy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I remember Tiffany at lunchtime, and Tiffany would
Mm.
get the bone. And I would say, Tiffany, what you doing with those bones? She'd put them aside on the plate, right? And when, when everything was done, she's like, listen, that's a special ceremony I have to do because she's going to powder them, right?
Yes.
Because Mr. Herlock, her cooking was good. This wasn't,
Yes.
no, it was
Yeah.
good. And we
Good.
just felt love from the kitchen all the way
Mm.
back.
That's
You
true.
remember
Yes.
Mr. Badu? That's his name?
Bandu,
Mr.
settle.
Bandu.
Yes.
Yes,
I
Cecil
interviewed him
Bandu.
the
I
other day.
remember.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh
Yes.
wow. I haven't bumped into these persons. You once in a very blue moon, and of course Anna all the time.
Yes.
But oh, what's the name of that guy? Jefferson. Remember
Oh
Jefferson?
yes, Jefferson. Yes.
Who used to work in
Jefferson.
sales.
I do
And
remember
he had a
Jefferson.
right, he had a son and yeah, he had a little son. Just the other day crossed my mind that he must be a big man.
Hi, Jefferson.
Hi Jefferson. Oh gosh,
We
we
really
had
had a
such
good
fun.
time. Yes.
Yeah.
And
And what was
we
his name?
continue to have
Oh,
great times too, but
yes.
we thought it was good to sit back and talk about the good old days, and
Yes.
share with persons who contributed, because for you, Tanya,
Hmm.
your bubbly
Hmm.
personality, and I can still see it. I remember when you just got married, because you got married while you were at love, and it was
Oh
a big,
gosh.
big thing, and oh my goodness,
Yes.
it was an exciting time, and then there
I
were low times
know.
when you lost a family member,
My
or
cousin.
yes, and
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That was terrible. It was
yeah,
terrible. Yeah.
I remember
I
that
thank
my
God you
foot.
guys were there though.
I remember, so my foot nearly get stumped off. the
Really?
day,
How?
yes, because you hugged me and you stamped your foot, and I was like, oh Jesus, thank God my foot wasn't right there. but we
You
were
remember all of
there.
that?
Yes, me remember, and I was hugging you. I don't remember if you were there when I lost a very close friend, because it was
I
right next to
did.
your, yes, and it was
Yes.
right next to your
Right there.
Geneva. Geneva was there doing
Yes.
my makeup,
Yes.
and we were getting ready to go under the news, and I would have probably gotten up and read the
Everything.
news and just
Right.
said, "Oh, okay," uh, you
Right.
know. But we were all family and hugged and
Yes.
there
Yes.
for one another.
Celebrations together and crying together and supporting each other, encouraging each other
Yes,
through the rough patches together.
yes,
And
yeah.
I just remember my wedding, although, so much happening, just looking around and finding faces.
Yes.
Derval Graham, Nadine,
I-
Nadine,
mhm.
Nadine. Do you remember his words? He would have the whole dictionary swallowed,
Oh
and then
gosh,
he
yes.
would, oh my, come on. And so
We
one day
still
I
look to him.
decided,
We still look to him for Derval, how you pronounce his word? Derval, how you
right,
know?
of course. So one day I said I was going to impress him. I learned like five very big words. And I tried to put them all in one sentence. And he lost it. He lost it. He's like, I cannot. I cannot. He's like, what are you saying? I said, the insalubrious. What I mean, Nadine, I was packing them on because, he was just saying to us that we need to learn our vocabulary every
Yes.
week. We should be improving. And so I said,
Mhm.
okay, I'll do just that,
Yeah,
but
I'm
he
gonna
wasn't
do
ready
this.
for it. He wasn't ready for it. you know, I,
We
I
just say
remember
no.
you know, with Arnold Kelly, Kelly always had some kind of jingle in his head, something you've never heard of,
True.
like there was
True.
an old man named something Hennigan. His beard fell out and then grew in again. And And
Really remembering these
he
things.
would just have all of the, just ever, like every day there was a different one.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he just prized himself in coming in and flooring us with something. And we're just like, okay, okay, Arnold, okay,
Oh
yeah.
God. Yes,
But
yes, yes.
good old days, just
Good old
great
days for real.
times
It's really good to look back
together.
through. We get to
It's
laugh.
really good. I saw
Yes,
Bishop
yes.
Harold Blair, might have been, I think it was at Mr. Reed's funeral. And
Mhm.
he just said, wow. I mean, he made me, I tried to hold
Yes,
back the tears because he was like, I love those days. He was just like, I love those days. And
yes.
I say, yes, they were precious. We didn't even know it. We didn't
Yeah,
even know how golden they were, how
yeah,
amazing they were. To
yeah.
prize them and to say, you know what, this will never come again, you know.
Wow. Well,
But
wherever, for those who are listening, for those who are watching, wherever you are in life, enjoy it and make the most of it. That's my takeaway from what
yes,
you just said, Tanya. Because sometimes
yes,
we're in something and there will be bad moments. We never
mhm.
had smooth days every day, but you
No, we
you
didn't.
learn and you look back and you go,
Mhm.
the 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 good days and the great moments
Yes,
just trump everything else, and
everything
you
else.
find that,
That is
yeah,
it.
you find that
Yeah,
it was really worth it. Tanya,
yeah.
we're celebrating 28 years today.
Amazing. I
And
remember
I
when it
keep
was
saying
10
at
and
28.
14.
Oh, yes, you remember?
Huh?
You
Yeah,
remember 10 and 4?
I
Mm-hmm.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, now it's
But here
29,
we
we go
are now.
28. Yes. I keep telling people I'm 29
Wow.
years old. So, with
Amazing.
that,
Uh,
could you share what your prayer is for Love 101?
I pray that love will encompass that kind of, Nat, I just have to say this. Your family, there's just something electric about your family,
Um,
the Blairs. And there's something about them that leaks onto love. And from my life, just how I've been impacted. And there is like I say, you have that glue that pulls together. I pray that that will be the atmosphere of love, that pulling together of people uniting for purpose, for God's purpose to be there. There is in science, there's this example of an enzyme. Like an enzyme needs a certain atmosphere in which to a site that it must attach to in order to have an enzymatic reaction for certain things that happen in the body. And so it
mhm.
is in the body of Christ, that there are certain pieces that have to fit into the right place for something amazing, supernatural to happen. And
Yeah.
that is it. When we find our role, I pray that love will blossom into that force that finds itself in the right place in this nation and beyond. That would be a catalyst, that would start something that cannot be stopped for the glory of God. I
Hallelujah.
pray that persons will not just listen to love, but every time to be lifted, to be inspired, to be stirred, to live better, because there's a voice that's always saying, this is the way, walk in it.
Praise
And
God.
I just bless those who have come and have picked up the baton and have been running with it. I honor you for your service. I can't overlook that. Your service not only to love, but to our nation. So many
Yes.
times we go somewhere and there you are, bringing life and just being solid all the way through. We never had to
Yes.
say, boy, Nadine flaked. She used to be a solid word. No, you are who you are. And I appreciate and celebrate that. I honor you. I honor Mrs. Beckles, with your brilliant
Yes.
life giving power that oozes from you. I just
Yes.
pray that love will continue to be just this electric force in the nation that pulls
Thank you,
people
Jesus.
back to God and focus them and said, this is the way, walk in it.
Oh,
That our God
amen.
would always be glorified through this
Amen.
ministry called love. So that is
Whoa,
my prayer.
what a prayer. That's it. That's a good prayer. That's a good prayer. I love you, Tanya, and I bless
I
God
love you
for you.
too.
Yeah, I bless
Thank,
God for you.
thank you.
And I thank
Thanks
you
for
so much for
having me.
sharing. Oh, yes, definitely. I thank Mrs. Beckles would not have, she's like, make sure Tanya is on there. So, yeah, yeah.
God bless her
So,
and her big
yeah.
sons. Oh, we just
Yes,
became a family. Oh my
yes,
gosh.
yes. Can you
Ah,
imagine? Because when we were there, they were young men, and now they're,
young men in high school and,
yes,
doing their thing, you
yes.
know. But Colleen, I'm trying not to tell a story on you. I'll hold back. I'll hold back.
You can tell a
But
story. Tell me. I won't tell
I
her.
just
Tell me.
remember, right? Let's not tell her. One day
Don't.
she came into the office. She came into the office and she was so upset because this man who used to wipe the windshield, whether she said yes or no, he just flung himself across her car,
Car.
and she was just like she would not. She was just so upset, and you
Oh
know she was just frozen with just being upset and just watch her until she finally
no! You
comes
see what I'm
down
saying?
and she diffused and she diffused. But it was just a coming down. I just remember
Yes,
her being in that moment, just at the highest point of
yes.
upset and taking
And you
her
see,
time and come
and come down.
down.
And then when she goes
Mhm.
on air, you don't know, say something did
You
wrong.
don't know. You
Hmm.
don't know.
Yes,
I mean, oh
yes,
my gosh, her service. Colleen,
yes,
honey, love you. God bless you. And I'm sure because you poured into so many children. So many children feel special because you're on the air. You're
Auntie
this is
Colleen.
this is Auntie Colleen, and
Yes,
they feel so special to share in a moment with you. And I believe
yes.
that God, that seed, those are seeds that you have sown into your own children's lives. And
Amen.
I just declare harvest. I just declare
Amen.
harvest. May
Ooh,
God bless you all real good. Real good.
can I get an
We've had,
offering? Ooh,
you know, Nads, one thing before I go, I remember my near death experience too. Okay? During the gas riots. The
oh,
gas riots started on the 14th of April of that year. What year was that, Lord? 1999? And it was in halfway tree, and I was down there interviewing everybody, asking them what they thought of the
Miss
increase,
News.
you know? And then it was Clement and I who were on the road, Jake's Road, and we were all, and O'Neill, and we were also at the Boulevard, and the crowd came down, and we nearly the men who had surrounded me, and I was interviewing everybody, excited. And they said, "Lady," one guy said, "Lady, you're not afraid." I said, "No, why should I be?" And immediately, as he turned the camera toward a truck that had just dumped debris in the road, they just exploded. Informer, informer, and they turned on us. And Clement tenderly took the cord from the camera and ran. There I was by myself, and I said,
Oh,
God, you're either with me or you're not. Because running, I take peace. I don't know where that strength came from, but I
wow.
left home the Monday. I didn't get back home until the Wednesday afternoon because we were out in Spanish Town covering the story. We were in Spanish Town, Arnold and myself. I don't remember who else. We were staring down the barrel of two guns at one
Wow.
point, right? Because these men were patrolling the area. And the place looked like a ghost town, but here we are coming through trying to get the news, and they just had the guns out on either side of the car. And I was just like, okay, God, this is please forgive me of all my sins. Lord, anything that
I'm
I've
coming
done,
home to you
I just
now.
ask you to just wash me with your blood, forgive me, have mercy. I thought of
Wow.
that so many times, you know.
Yes,
But by the grace of God, when I reached back to love,
yes,
I knelt down
yes.
downstairs and
Give
just
them
prayed
right.
because I couldn't
Yes.
believe I was alive. You know,
Wow.
some of the very interesting moments at love.
That is
But
more than
praise God for
interesting,
His
Miss. for his
Mm-hmm.
and for your faith, because you had to know God for yourself to stand that, to go
Yes, it
through
was a moment, a couple of moments.
that.
Yeah.
Tanya,
Glory
thank
to
you so much,
God.
my dear. God bless you.
Yes. Bless you,
Mhm.
Nad.
All
See you
right,
soon.
thank you. Talking there with Tania Case, who was part of our newsroom years ago, years back. We took it on memory lane inside 28 Faces of Love 101. I'm Nadine Blair.